continuously because there are innumerable universes and innumerable living beings. And we are performing actions constantly, incessantly. So you can imagine, even if you were to invite Saraswati and Brihaspati to write, the list would be endless because, even when we have some desires, they keep changing all the time. If I ask you, what do you want now? I just feel like having a very nice cup of tea. After a few minutes, I ask you again, tell me, what do you want? I feel like having ice cream now. Contradictory. Cup of tea, now ice cream. And this is how our aims keep changing. Little aims and big aims. So if each person has got so many different aims, and imagine the amount of actions we perform in one lifetime, to think of innumerable living beings, the list would be absolutely mind-boggling. Don't bother to think about that big list. We will take a shortcut. The shortcut is so short that entire list can be thrown. It can be torn up. And you can settle for one aim only. Not 2, 3 or 4, just one. What is that one aim? Take a little boy, a school-going boy, and ask him, what is your aim? Why are you studying so hard? I want to get through in this class and go to the next. And what after that? I want to go to the next. And what after that? I'm asking you, once you finish schooling, then I want to get through with good result and go to university. Imagine you're going to spend so much of your life studying. Almost 21, 22 years of your life gone. What for? I have to go to a good university. I have to get through well in university, because after that, I'm going to take up a job. A job? You're working so hard to serve somebody else. Why not serve your own parents? Your parents have worked so hard to bring you up. Well, because I'm not bothered about the stranger or anybody. I don't care who it is. All I'm interested is in the money. I'm going to take up a job because I want money. Oh, so money is your aim. All these years that you worked and studied so hard, you took up a job, the aim comes to be money. What are you going to do with the money? You're going to eat money? You're going to sleep on money? What are you going to do with it? Don't you know? You can do anything with money. You can buy all the things that you desire, all the comforts of life, big houses, big cars. You can travel, you can even own your own private helicopter or aeroplane. That's what money can do to you. I want money. But all these things that you're going to buy with money, what are you going to do with that? What am I going to do with that? It's going to give me happiness. Don't you understand even that much? And why do you want happiness? Full stop. We'll discuss that later, but right now, it's enough to know that we have come to a point where we have found out that ultimately all that study, all that working, all those things that he bought, eventually is to give him happiness. So happiness is the universal goal of all our actions. The actions may be totally contradictory. Laughing, crying. What is the aim behind laughing? Happiness, obviously. And what about crying? Happiness. I don't agree with that. If I want to be happy, I should be crying. That's what you mean? Because by crying also, you're saying the aim behind crying is also happiness. Yes, it is. Very much so. It's because we do not know. We do not have a study of Indian philosophy. That's why we have doubts about it. Let us consider it through an example. Suppose you see a person crying very bitterly. You go up to this man and ask him, "What's the matter? Why are you crying?" You can't imagine what I have been going through. He's not even able to speak. He's crying so much. What's happened? Tell me. I lost my father yesterday, and this morning, early morning, I went to drop my uncle to the airport. When I came back, my house was absolutely a mess. It was burned down. And inside my house, my young son, my wife, and all my wealth, everything got burned. He's crying away. And you naturally say, what a terrible thing to happen to anybody. How could God do this to you? But now you ask him a question. What a terrible loss. You lost your father, you lost your wife, you lost your son, you lost your house, you lost your wealth. And on the top, you're increasing your misery by crying. Why are you doing that? Just stop crying. Why are you increasing your sorrow? I'm not increasing my sorrow. You can't understand. If I want to cry, then I would probably I would have a heart attack or something. I would probably die of this pain that I'm experiencing. By crying, I'm giving vent to my feelings. It's giving me a peace inside. Next time you cry, try to find out whether it is actually giving you some kind of solace inside or not. In fact, do you know that saints, they have said that longing and crying for God is a superior experience in terms of bliss than loving association with God. When people pray to God sincerely, they sometimes experience that it does give them some kind of special joy. Even crying does. So you see, even crying gives happiness. Otherwise, why would anybody cry? Is there a law in any country? People listening to me are from different countries. Tell me, is there any law in your country that if anybody dies, you have to cry? If you don't cry, you will have to go to prison for 3 years. Is that so? Not at all. So you see, both crying and laughing, opposite actions, aim is one. You're listening to this talk and finding it hopefully interesting. Now suppose I were to continue this talk for another couple of hours. Then what? And you're tired of sitting. You want to stand up or probably leave? So when a person has sat for a long time, then he's unhappy sitting. He wants to stand. And if you've been standing for a long time, you want to sit. Standing, sitting, opposite. But the aim is happiness. Let us take sleeping and waking. Both aim is happiness. Now you might say, hold on. I don't agree with that. Who likes to get up in the morning? Nobody wants to. Very few people. Sleeping? That is pleasure. It's great. Everybody loves sleep. In fact, sleep is the greatest pleasure in this world. Who wants to get up? You are saying that even waking, the aim is happiness. Absolutely. The Sunday which is going to come now, try it out. Don't get up. Just keep sleeping. People do sleep till late afternoon, but don't get up even in the afternoon. Sleep till the evening and sleep through the night again. The next night as well. Will you do it? No, probably by evening you will say, well, I can't take it anymore. My back's hurting. I want to get up now. So you see, even waking, the aim is happiness. Sometimes we enjoy being in company, and sometimes it's a headache. I just want to disappear from here. I want to go into a jungle. I'm just sick and tired of so many people around me. Especially when weddings take place, people are around. It's just disgusting. You want to be alone, and suppose you're alone, your wife, children, everybody have gone to a holiday and you cannot go. And it's been a month. Now you can't take that either. I just can't take it anymore. This house, it feels like a ghost house. There's nobody around. So you see, company, aim, happiness. Solitude, aim, happiness. People are desperate to get married. Why? To be happy. And then they are desperate to be divorced. Why? Happiness. People even murder for happiness. Do you know that? Once a person murdered his wife. And he ended up in court. The judge asked him, "Why did you murder your wife? Tell me." He said, "I'm a peace-loving man, dear judge. I'm asking you why you murdered your wife. I'm a peace-loving man." That's all he kept saying. How can you give me such a stupid answer? You commit a crime like murder and you say you're peace-loving. That's nonsense. He said, "I'm telling you the truth. You know, when I murdered my wife, you can't imagine how peaceful her face looked. And you cannot even imagine how much peace there was in the house after that." So you see, the aim behind murder is also happiness. So all the contradictory actions, they may be appearing that they are totally opposite, but the aim is one, and the scriptures already tell us that this is our aim. We were looking into the book of life, but the scriptures have already told us it. Sukhaya karmani karoti loko natai sukham va nyaduparamam va vindeta bhuyas tataeva dukkham yadatra yuktam bhagavan vadennaha. 3rd canto, 5th chapter, 2nd verse of the Bhagavad Puran. Happiness is the aim behind everything. Behind wealth, behind wife, child, name, fame, everything. Sarvesha mapi bhutanam nripaswatmaiva vallabha itare patya vittadyas tadvallabhatayaivahi. 10th canto, 14th chapter, 50th verse, again of the same book of scripture, Bhagavad Puran. Even Aristotle, he lived in the 2nd century BC, and he said, "We choose happiness for itself and not with a view to anything else, whereas we desire honor, intellect, and pleasure because we believe that we will be happy through it." Another philosopher, he was of Jewish parentage. His name is Spinoza. He was asked, "Why have we been put into this world?" And he replies that God has put us into this world. We are born in this world to be happy. And what is the definition of happiness? He replied, happiness is the presence of pleasure and the absence of pain. This is the definition of happiness he gave. Very important. Remember that, because this is what we are pursuing. At another place, Spinoza again said, he said that happiness is the aim of all conduct. Our happiness and unhappiness depends on the quality of the object on which our love is fixed. Love towards an object, eternal and infinite, will feed the mind with a joy that is pure and without sadness. See, these philosophers are also telling us that the love has to be towards an object, eternal and infinite. Then you will experience happiness which is free of sadness, which is free of suffering. This is called unconditional happiness. It does not depend on whether you are rich or poor, ugly or beautiful. It does not depend on anything that we have planned as sources of happiness. So happiness is the universal goal, the supreme goal. Now there are some people who say, well, granted that happiness, it is one goal. But there are other goals which are also universal. What are they? Some people say that everybody wants to be immortal. Nobody wants to die. That is the goal of life. It's universal to everybody. Some say the desire for knowledge. It's been there with us. Everybody desires knowledge. That's also a universal goal. Some say nobody wants to be under control. Everybody desires independence. Even a little child wants to be independent. So independence is also a universal goal of life. And there are some who say that the desire to rule over others, we want to be bossy. Everybody should listen to me. We all want that, don't we? So that is also a universal goal. So apart from happiness, there are 4 more universal goals. What do you have to say about that? Well, we'll consider that next time, not today. And also, I want to ask you a question. The question is, we all desire happiness. Can you tell me why you desire happiness? Where did this knowledge come from into you? It's a very big knowledge. So why do you desire happiness? And why don't you desire unhappiness? I mean, it could be a change for you. Happiness, happiness, happiness. Then change to unhappiness. So I'll leave you to try today. Try desiring unhappiness. And we'll discuss that next time. बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की।
आने वाली प्यारी 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 प्यारी, मेरी बरसाने वाली प्यारी 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 प्यारी, मेरी बरसाने वाली प्यारी 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 प्यारी, मेरी